Hi, welcome to another episode of Monday with Marie. Grab that cup of coffee and let's take a question. All right, this question comes from Chad. Hey, Chad. Chad says hi. Uh, I've been listening to Murder by Meeting. It's a lot of fun, and I've got a question. Which is the most common crime? I love that, Chad. Well, the most common crime that we've seen in meetings is probably death by PowerPoint. The second most common is actually the monologue, when someone just drones on and on and on. So those are the two most common. The PowerPoint one is actually a funny one because people use their PowerPoint to keep tabs of what they want to say, as opposed to thinking about it in terms of what the audience is seeing or the participants are seeing or the meeting goers are seeing. They're using it to keep themselves on track. So that's when we talk to people, and we've done surveys actually. That's what we hear most of the time is that's how they're using their PowerPoint. So they don't realize they're committing a crime. And it's really funny when we do the talk of murder by meeting. That's when you hear people going, "Oh, I did that." So, Chad, I hope that answers your question. I hope you have a really good Monday. So let's take one more question. All right, this question is from Sue, and Sue wants to know what's a good technique for being able to handle difficult participants in meetings. So this is a tip that I always give when we do our alchemy and facilitation. It's a facilitation certification program. We do it virtually and in person. And the tip that I always give at that is, I think, a good one, but it's give your difficult participants something to do. A lot of times people are difficult in meetings for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be seen as that expert, and they want to be seen as part of the event. And again, it's their motivator. They're sort of driven by that, and sometimes they're not even really aware that they're doing that. So giving them something to do, like you notice that that person is really trying to become the center of attention, a great way of doing that, saying, "Hey, can you pass out these reports?" Or, "Oh, do you mind going and grabbing X, Y, and Z? Or could you take notes on this part? Or could you be the timekeeper?" So giving them a task in a workshop or a meeting or a session allows them to kind of channel that energy of wanting to be the center because then they're part of it. The other reason why people can be disruptive in meetings is that they feel like this conversation is beneath them. So it's an ego thing sometimes. Like they feel like this is unnecessary, this is beneath me. Or it can be as simple as, "I don't understand what we're doing here, so I don't know why I'm here." There's a couple of ways to combat that, and I can give you a laundry list of those. One is send an agenda. I know that sounds simple, but if you send an agenda, people will know what the meeting is about, and more importantly, they'll know whether or not they need to be in the meeting. Not everyone has to be in your meeting, so you need to have some discernment around when you choose to invite people to meetings. Talk about that another time. The other thing that you want to do in that situation is that when someone is constantly kind of pushing, like, "Why are we doing this? This isn't going to work," and they're sort of being the naysayer, ask them a simple question. Ask them, "So if you don't think this is going to work, can you tell me about a time that you've used this technique and it was not successful?" And so that forces them to sort of think about why they say it's not going to work and forces them to come up with an answer. 9 times out of 10, they do not come up with an answer. They're sort of going, well, I think, I feel. And then you can say, "I appreciate your feelings, but why don't we try this to see if it works?" And then the 10th time, someone does have an example, and you have them give the example. And a lot of times, when they give the example, as they're giving the example, they realize that the example is not similar to what you're discussing in the group or someone will point that out. So I hope that helps, Susan. That's kind of some quick techniques. If you want more of those techniques, you could join us for our 5-day facilitation workshop, in person or virtual, and you can get more of those tips, tricks, and more understanding about how to facilitate. With that, I will say have a great Monday, and I will see you same bad time.